Hi everyone. In this video, we are very welcome to this episode of the JavaScript interview preparation series. So all our videos on Hindi, but the interview preparation series is gone to the English subtitles because the in the main phase of that, if you want to crack any job interview, so you have to at least speak the English, right? At least you have to face that resolve that means give to the answer of that question whatever you have to ask that in the form of English. So this video is going to that completely English version. So in this video we are going to discuss that the only the basic things about that let, var and const, because that is going to decide how it's going to your the interview, right? Because that is the very basic question of that means that, so we should know about that from basic to the advanced level of that, how in the interviewers is going to ask related to that let, var and const. So let so first of all var, and then we have let, and then we have a const, right? So if we talk about that var, so basically that var is the global value, right? But var have introduced that basically when JavaScript introduced. But let and const introduced the JavaScript ES6 feature, as we know that is the ECMAScript 6 version of that JavaScript. That was introduced in the 2015s, right? So let's discuss about that. What is the var, what is the let, and what is the const? Okay, so basically the var have a global state. The first things we should know, the var have global scope. Okay, so that means that variable uh, that have var, that name is var. Okay, so that have global scope. Okay, so let global scope, that means they can access inside the block and outside the blocks. Okay, so let's see. Okay, so we can write a function abc. Okay, and let's we are going to invoke that function, and okay, after that we are going to trying to access that var we can access or not. Okay, so basically that now if I execute that, is the 10 is going to answer in the DevTools, right? So as you can see, that means that the var have the global scope and the functional scope. Okay, let's if we talk about that up net, now we are going to talk about that let. Okay, so basically the let have the only block scope. Okay, so block scope, that means if I try to that access the console.log a here. Okay, so we can access inside that, and we can also access inside outside that, right? So we can see that the execution is the line number 6 and the line number 9. Okay, so both are going to access. Okay, if we talk about that, if we are going to initialize that let a equal to 10, in that case that we can access inside here. I'm going to access the 20. Okay, so now you can see that line number 7 is going to give our output is the 20. Okay, and line number 10 is going to give output 10. Why? Because that, as we know that let have that var, let have that block scope. Okay, but in the var have the global scope. Okay, but now we are come to the topics block scope and global scope, and same things const also have the block scope. Okay, so later I'm going to define that const. Okay, so now you can see that line number 7 is 20 and line number 10 is 10. Okay, so basically the first things you have to remember means that the variables have the global scopes and var and const have the block scope. Okay, up now come to the point of the second statement. The second statement, var can redeclare reassigns. Yeah, redeclares and reassign. Redeclares, that mean we can write var equal to 20. Okay, so that's mean it's going to redeclares. Already we have 8 variable declared, but inside the function we are going to again declares var. Okay, so we can say that var we can redeclared. Okay, also var we can reassign. Okay, we can reassign, means first of all that var value have a 10. Okay, first of all var value have a 10, and the second things again I'm going to that reassign the value 20, and then execution happen. So let's look at that. 6 number is 10 output and then 8 number is 20 is. So means you can understand that variable can redeclared and reassign. Two things you have to remember. Okay, redeclared and reassigns. Now come to the point of let. Okay guys, so if I come to the picture of let a equal to 10 and a equal to 10. Okay, if I want let a equal to 20. Okay, so inside that we have a one global scope and one local scope. Okay, so now it's going to work as we know let have only block scope. Okay, let have a block scope, not only. Okay, so if I'm going to write let a equal to 50, so now you can look at that error 3 and 4s. Okay, if I'm going to write here var, so is there 3 and 4? No error, right? No error, as you can see, no error, right? If I do console.log a comma b, okay, you can see that is there no error because b is not defined. It's showing right, b is not defined. So as you can say that we can redeclared, right? We are doing redeclared variables, but in the let, what happening? In the let, what happening? If I'm going to write redeclared variable let, it's going to error. Identifier a has been already declared. So that's mean we cannot redeclare let. Okay, but we can do one things with that let. We can reassign let. Okay, so a equal to 50. A equal to 50. So now it's not going to give any errors. It's in line number 5 is going to give output as 50s, and then it's working fine. So you have to remember one thing, means let can reassign, not redeclared. Okay, now come to the pictures of the point of const. Guys, const, let's know about that const. But const, what we can do, const we can say that only we can read, not we can redeclared, not we can reassigned. We can only read the things. Means in the const we cannot redeclare and we cannot reassign. As we know at the initial point of we have discussed that that we can means that have the block scope, right? But we cannot redeclared and reassigns. So as we see that a line number 3 is going to give other uncaught type of error assignment to the constant variables at. Okay, so I hope in this video में आपको कुछ काफ़ी हद तक समझ में आया होगा let and var and const के बारे में. अगर आपके पास डाउट है तो आप हमें ज़रूर कमेंट करके बताएं. अगर आप चाहते हैं मॉक सेशन हो आपके साथ तो अब हमें लिंक्डइन का URL मिल जाएगा, वहाँ से हमें फॉलो करके आप मैसेज कर सकते हैं. सो वी कैन डिस्कस विद दैट मॉक इंटरव्यू क्वेश्चन आल्सो विद दैट इफ यू प्रिपेयर फॉर दैट इंटरव्यू. सो थैंक यू सो मच वॉचिंग दिस वीडियो. सी यू सून, साइनिंग ऑफ.